Hello everybody, welcome to today's show, and we have a good one for you as always here on this Sunday. We are pretty much going to spend most of the show in a very kind of chill way, going through some of the news because we have a great guest, Zach Lifschultz, with us today. And here's what we got. Here's what we got today, Zach. We have the House barreling forward on its effort to remove Trump from office, placing pressure on Pence and vowing swift action on impeachment. And the House vote could come as soon as Tuesday on an impeachment article, said the chamber's number three Democrats. So this is obviously, of course, over the Capitol mess. You're pretty. First of all, how would you? Because I've never really fully asked you this. How would you describe yourself politically? And because of that, how did you react to kind of the Capitol fracas, and what should happen from that?
How would I describe myself? Probably just liberal, just left liberal. And my reaction to the Capitol riots was, how did only one of them die?
I think it was more. I think at this point.
Well, how did only one of them get shot?
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, that's some consistency, though, because I remember we had conversations where we would the police should be more aggressive with the Black Lives Matter protesters. And
what? I literally have never said that.
Well, you were I was arguing for less. I was arguing that they should be less aggressive, and you were. Well, I don't know.
I was talking about I was just saying it wasn't that simple with the one bullet thing.
With just in regards to just various situations or anything.
Yeah. But I wasn't saying they should be harsher with the protesters.
Yeah, not because I remember all the way back years ago, Trump would be oh, if you bang him on the head, that's not too big of a deal. But yeah, and I am honestly pretty skeptical about impeachment though. What do you think about impeachment?
Do it.
Because it's just I don't think they're going to be able to at this point, because she called on Pence to either invoke the 25th Amendment or wrest the powers of the presidency from Trump, and she called on Pence to respond about Pelosi did within 24 hours.
I think they should impeach him only because he can't run again, and then it doesn't even it's out of the conversation.
Do you think this is most of the Republican Party here? Where does the Republican Party go from this point forward? Because the way it looks that this is not going to be politically damaging for them down the road, because the numbers just aren't that strong in terms of outrage that we've seen so far.
I don't even know, dude. The Republican Party is, what even is it anymore? It's not. It's just a Trump. It's damaged forever, effectively.
I do not think so. I think it's everyone always says that, but it's gonna be coming back. Because
I mean, I think they'll win local elections and stuff, and obviously they won't get destroyed or whatever, but I find it hard. I don't know how they'll be winning presidential elections.
Well, as long as they have the Electoral College, that should be not too big of a deal.
Yeah.
Because I think at this point they've literally said that the only reason we have any kind of success is because we have the Electoral College, and that's what they're fighting to protect. But honestly, I think I don't know how if based on the trends of the 2020 election, the Biden presidency will just not be good either, because that's how are you feeling about the upcoming Biden presidency?
I don't even not being concerned about the president doing stupid shit is what I'm looking forward to. I don't know what do they even have plans? What's on their agenda?
I do not know. Like, I really just do not know because we, like, I don't know. I guess it's like something to do with, like, I think the best thing that they could do is probably like distribute the vaccine well.
Yeah. Yep.
If they don't, yeah, like if they're not able to do that, I don't know. Like, what have you been? I don't know. Like, what is? Because it feels like other than that, we're just waiting for the next big, like, shoe to drop in terms of any kind of big violent. Like, I don't know. I think there definitely could be, because what other time are they going to try and like do the same thing again? The inauguration, like, is this still a threat anymore? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
But
they're probably organizing something. I don't know.
But then there's a bunch of people who are saying like, oh, this is just going to be like a new war on terror. Like, that was the problem last time. Like, there is a legitimate thing to this where there's going to be people like Joe Biden who are going to be like, oh, let's change all these laws and give the national security state more power. Are you worried about that, or?
I don't know. I don't. I just, it's like it's so hard to focus on anything else other than just like Trump going away.
Yeah, but I mean, it's hard to get too like freaked out about that though, because like it's only 1 week.
Yeah, but you can do a lot in a week.
But and even with this, like, what real impact did it actually have?
Like potentially damaging democracy forever.
But it was very unlikely that they were actually going to get there. Like, the chances are that like they were always evacuated, and they just a few hours later, they just got right back in.
I just sort of like solidified like, what the fuck is this country?
Yeah, that is, I think, like the biggest thing, because it's like there's all these people who are like who've made such a big business out of saying like that the Trump army will storm Washington, and then they actually ended up getting proven right.
Yeah,
which is like all the Rachel Maddows and all that stuff, who could be seen as somewhat fear mongering in a weird way. Mm-hmm. That could be a bit of a that could be like I never really saw that coming. That's to say. I'm not saying that I didn't think that the right wing isn't a problem, but I never thought they'd end up actually being organizing into doing something like that. Like, that seems like way more dramatic than I could ever have given them credit for.
This is like the Charleston rally, like times a million. Like, it really damaged like the neo-Nazi group like after Charleston.
Yeah. They did have a lot of trouble, I think, coming back together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I just saw this. I have to watch. I don't know. You're not going to be able to hear this, but apparently there's Nancy Pelosi was on 60 Minutes, and she got in a little bit of she got a bit of a grilling on why the COVID relief package was held up for 8 months in the House. Let's take a look.
In the election in November, someone said that the mandate that the Democrats won was not about issues because you lost so many seats, that the mandate was for tone and attitude and a strong desire for compromise.
I do know that it was a mandate for us to go forward with an agenda for America's working families, as well as to do so in tone. We have, I always say to our members, we have a responsibility to find common ground. When we can't, we must stand our ground, but we have a responsibility to try.
Yeah, again, just like the 45 seconds there in that 2-minute clip, just like Nancy Pelosi being like, oh yeah, we got elected on, we're fighting for America's working families, which is literally just like, especially coming from her, is like probably the most meaningless sentence I have ever, like, even come across. Like, what has she ever done for working families? And then she's like, also, we have a mandate for work to move forward with an agenda for working families and tone, whatever that means. Like, all they really want, like, what do you think the Democratic Party like really does want to do? I mean, I don't know. I certainly cannot think of anything.
I guess like I can't even say like Medicare for all since I don't know how popular even is that now.
It's more popular with the pandemic.
Yeah.
Are you?
It's gotta be something else.
You say you're a leftist, though. That's the thing. You're not even in favor of Medicare for all, though, are you? Or are you now?
Not single payer.
But that is Medicare for all. Single payer.
No, it's not. Well,
Medicare for all is like it's
okay.
The
well,
Bernie Sanders
technically,
bill.
Saying Medicare for all, the phrase is different than like Medicare for all, like the grammatical sentence, because like well, I guess you're right. Medicare for everybody who wants it. Give everyone health insurance, but that's my point.
So like that's the Pete Buttigieg.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't even follow the primaries though, right? Like.
Yeah, I did a little bit. I followed them more like after they happened, basically.
Yeah, for me it was like an emotional, like, deeply personal.
Bernie didn't get elected. Oh.
Yeah, it was very. I was like living it. If Bernie had won the nomination and like.
Bernie probably would have won, or well, obviously Joe Biden won the presidency, but
yeah, if it had been Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump like on election night, I would not be okay that night. I would just be like, I would be like just absolutely like stomach going crazy because I was like so invested. I was like screaming at Elizabeth. I don't even know. I was just like, Elizabeth Warren, I hate you so much. Like, and then it was so good. Because that's the crazy thing about it. It was like it was so promising, and then so depressing. But yeah, you weren't a Bernie person, right? Because you're anti-Bernie, you're anti-AOC.
I don't hate Bernie. I just think AOC is an idiot.
What's different from Bernie and AOC?
Bernie is smart, and AOC says dumb things all the time.
Like what is AOC that say that's so dumb?
She said there was like 300 million Americans are like poor or whatever. Like she just gets facts wrong consistently.
Well, she just said like a wrong number or something like that.
Yeah, well, that was just the first example I could think about off the top of my head. But she also gets mad about like annoying stuff. I can look something up particularly, but that was like what came to my head first. Let's go on Twitter. Well, everything she's saying recently is like correct. Since it's like.
Yeah.
In order to say something wrong now, you have to be like insane, because basically just like impeach Trump or whatever. Which who doesn't agree with that? Well,
there are Democrats who are against it because they're like, we need to turn the page.
who wouldn't want to in a perfect world? But
yeah, it's just like that is the key Democratic thing, because there is a sense that like because all the presidents technically have committed crimes that they could be prosecuted for. And if one of them gets prosecuted, then technically all of them can get prosecuted. But the question is,
like, the only
is this crime
would be like a war crime or whatever, which is like not really enforceable by anyone?
Well, yeah, if you follow like the literal definitions of like morality and like the international law and things like that, but the United States can't. What if some weirdo in Belgium was like, George Bush, you need to go to prison?
I don't think like +1. You know what a +1 is?
No.
It's like if you're a drone pilot or whatever, a +1 is you can kill the person with the drone, and then like if they have someone next to them, you're allowed to kill them too. Like I don't think that's particularly legal, but you do.
Yeah. Like the weird thing in I finally, by the way, this has been like we've done episodes about this in the past, but I have finally gotten and played through the campaign part of Cold War and Call of Duty. Yeah. It's very weird ending because I played the ex-KGB guy. I was dosed with LSD, and implanted with false memories about the CIA for